Hi Jens, how are you doing today? I am doing very well. Here again working on Henry like I thought I would be, but we are getting very close to a finish. All I have left is this fairly solid stitching. So for the most part, this is all black in through here, DMC 310 in this section here, this wedge. And down in through here is 902. It's like a I think it's burgundy or something like that um, in all of this section here. So 2 colors left to go, and I will be done with this whole entire row of Henry, and that will make 3/5 of the fully complete, and then I already have 2 more pages done on the next row. So the whole pattern, the entire project is 5 rows. So, and this is the third of 5 rows. Again, I am stitching Henry on 28 count white Lugana. I am stitching him 1/1 on with a full X. I personally prefer the full cross over the 10 stitch or the half stitch. That's just my personal preference. So again, 3rd week in a row that we're going to see a bunch of solid stitching if you're watching of 310. Sorry, not sorry, but this is something simple and easy that I can stitch. Today I don't even have the pattern up because I know it's 100% solid black stitching, so I don't even have to follow the pattern, and I will just mark it off whenever I'm done with the video. And that way I can have the video up for a tag that I'm going to do here after I chat for a little bit. So I hope you are all doing well. I have had an exceptionally busy but very productive and satisfying week, and now I'm going to enjoy a nice relaxing Friday and Saturday stitch with me weekend, full of stitching and fun. I am filming this on Friday evening right after work, so it is just after 4 o'clock here in the evening. I just got home from work and I figured I'm going to film now so while I have the lighting, and then that way I can fully participate tonight in the Friday night stitch-in that will be starting at 6 o'clock my time, which it has already started in the rest of the world because I'm one of the last time zones here to fully participate. But looking forward to that. I will be going out to dinner, I believe, but after that we'll be looking forward to sitting down and having a nice long stitching session. I am really hoping, and I think it's quite possible, that I will finish this page tonight, and after this video goes up tomorrow, meaning today, for you all watching, I will post my completed picture on Instagram. That is my goal. Because then I will get to unwind off of the and move the pattern, or move the chart. Well, not the chart, but move the I have to move the bars on the frame so that I can get down to have a better angle for the next 3 pages on the next row. So looking forward to doing that. I still haven't decided if I want to continue on with Henry or if I'm going to work on another project for a couple days or for a while. You know, it's funny because right now I'm at that juncture where it would be, I really want to work on those other projects, but I also really want to work on Henry. So I really don't know what I want to do yet. because I don't want to lose motivation on Henry, but I also really want to work on those projects that I haven't stitched on for a few weeks. And I have some other new projects that I want to get started soon. So, not sure what I want to do yet. So I will probably finish this up and then decide how I want to go. I've had many people asking me in regards to Henry here, what is worse for me, the confetti or the solid stitching? And for me, I don't mind solid stitching at all. I do like to switch back and forth, and I was there at the beginning of this section, switching between the solid stitching and the confetti of the yellow. But then I really got into a nice pace of the confetti. So I started, I just really went to town on the confetti, and next thing I knew, I had the confetti completed. And so now all that's left is the solid chunk stitching. So I guess I just have to deal with the solid chunk now, which is fine. This is super easy to be able to watch TV and focus on something else while I'm stitching, because I don't even have to follow a pattern or worry about messing up. All I have to do is stitch. So that is nice and simple and relaxing, especially after a very busy week at work. So what I thought I would do, because I am one of the last ones of the Stitch With Me videos, is I thought I would start and complete, as you've already seen in the intro, I'm going to do this Emily C tag. So Emily of Eclectic Possessions, oh, I don't even know how long ago, maybe, oh, back at the beginning of June, went ahead and created this tag for those of us who do Stitch With Me videos, and they are questions that she had on the top of her mind that she was curious about, getting a little bit under the skin of, meaning like getting a little bit more in depth of learning more about each of us stitchers. So I thought I would go ahead and answer some of the questions. Well, actually all the questions to the best of my ability. So here we go. Number 1. What is your favorite cereal? I am not a breakfast person. I do not eat breakfast. And if I do eat cereal, it is usually at night for supper. But I do like cereal. So my favorite cereal is Kix. I am a bland cereal person. I don't like a whole lot of sweet cereals. If I do eat sweets, or if I do eat cereal, occasionally I will put sugar on bland cereals such as puffed rice, because that would be my second favorite, is puffed rice. I really love Kix, and I really like puffed rice. I'm not a huge fan of like the chocolate flavored ones or the ones with a whole lot of marshmallows or sugar. Plain Kix and puffed rice. However, a few years ago, maybe it's been over a decade now, Kix did come out with, I think it was, they changed their recipe or their flavor slightly, and I wasn't thrilled about it, but I kind of got used to it now. Number 2, what is your favorite pizza toppings? My favorite pizza topping is mushrooms. Go figure. I like mushrooms. Mushrooms are my thing. That is my one and only. I mean, I will eat pizza with other toppings, but I definitely am a go-to plain pizza with mushrooms. Number 3, you're on death row. What is your last meal? I am torn there between Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't know why. I don't know why I would say that because I'm not a huge Kentucky Fried Chicken fan, but that's, I guess, what I'm craving right now is fried chicken. But I think the one I would pick the absolute would be my mother's fried liver. And it would have to be made by my mom because that's the best. Because, I will order liver out in the restaurants, but it's just not the same as the way my mom makes it. So, and I can't even make it the way my mom makes it. And I don't know why, because it's not hard to make. But I like liver and liver. I do like onions with it, but mom usually never made it with onions. So, yep, fried liver. Number 4, it's laundry day. What are your really weird bottom of the drawer underwear? I don't have any really weird bottom of the drawer underwear. My underwear is all basically the same, and I would never allow my laundry to get to that level where, firstly, I have so many pairs that I would probably never run out of underwear. Number 5, who would play you in a movie about your life? That's a good question. I've been told the singer Sam Smith looks like me. And I say he looks like me because I think I'm older than him. But I really don't know. So let's say Sam Smith. Because I like his singing. Number 6. What food items do you sneak into the movie theater in your purse or man bag? Well, first, Emily, I do not carry a man bag. I never would carry a man bag. I do occasionally carry a backpack when I go traveling in the cities, just so I don't have to carry like souvenir bags around or anything, or umbrellas. But no, I don't carry a man bag. Secondly, I don't sneak. I'm a goody person, but not because of that. But usually, if and when I go to the movie theater, I usually go to the movies after I've already gone out to dinner. Therefore, I am fully stuffed with food and therefore could not eat any more prior to going to the movies. Therefore, would not want to snack while I'm at the movies. And plus, I often find people that eat at the movies to be kind of annoying because they're so noisy while they're eating their food. So I do not sneak food into the movie theater. And if I were to eat food at the movies, I would definitely save room for movie theater popcorn. And I would buy the exorbitantly expensive movie theater popcorn. I will occasionally buy a drink when I'm at the movies. So, okay. Number 7. What is your perfect vacation? My perfect vacation is going to a large city and having the day jam-packed full of activities such as museums, walking the streets looking at the architecture, finding neat stores to walk into and browse, sightseeing, going to the top of the tallest building in the city, and looking out over, on the observation deck. That is my type of perfect vacation. I am not a sit around and relax, read a book, stitch type of vacation goer. I like to be active and moving and exploring and staying busy and learning new things. So that is my type of perfect vacation. My perfect vacation to date has been probably Hong Kong, when I got to go there, just because that was my #1 destination in the world I wanted to go to on my bucket list, because of the architecture of Hong Kong, the skyscrapers. They just have amazing skyscrapers there, and I was lucky enough to get to go there when I was living in Korea. Okay. You are stuck on a deserted island and can have 5 things. What do you have? I probably should have thought about this before I answered this, or before I started this tag. I'm stuck on a deserted island and can only have 5 things. What do I have? I have an endless supply of cross stitch. Or I should at least say an endless supply of needles, because I could always create cross stitch material type things from the trees and plants and stuff like that on the island. I would hope, if there was trees on the island. What else do I have? I'm assuming that there's plenty of food and water, so I don't have to add that to my list. So I would have needles or some kind of activity to keep my hands busy. I would have a pet of some kind, be it a local native animal or Geo, my squirrel. I don't know. I don't know what else I would have. I would have a pencil or some kind of writing utensil that I could have, like, and that would be able to be sharpenable, or some kind of like reusable writing utensil, so that I could do drawings or some kind of artistic, or to keep a journal or notes or thoughts or stuff like that. And I don't know what I would do for the other 2 things. I'd have to think about it some more. Okay, number 9. If you could have a reproduction style chart with any theme possible, what would the theme be? City skyline, architecture. Absolutely. That is my go-to of everything. Architecture or old world map. That is my style. That is how I decorate my home. Everything is either architectural or old world map in my house. I absolutely love that decoration style. I have globes and pictures of skylines and maps scattered throughout my house. So that would definitely be the type of style of reproduction sampler, I guess, you know, like an old, like a skyline, or, you know, like an old-fashioned skyline, like how the city would look like back in the 16, 17, or 1800s. That would be really neat. Okay. What are you saving money for right now? I'm not really saving money for anything right now. Really just trying to pay off my debt and keep not accumulating debt. That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to pay off my student loans and all that good stuff. Number 12. What craft would you like to try get better at? As many of you know, I've already tried knitting, and I'm going to continue working on that. Of course, I'm always wanting to get better at cross stitch, but I really want to try, and many of you know, and I keep hitting the camera, many of you know I have bought the supplies for tamari, the Japanese balls, and I am definitely at some point going to get my hands to start working on that, and I'm looking forward to that. I have some books and I just have not taken the time yet to try that, and I really should, but I just haven't gotten there yet. So definitely looking forward to doing that. I think they're beautiful, but I'm hesitant about lately. I just haven't wanted to do anything but cross stitch because I've been so engrossed in Henry and getting some of my really large projects whittled down. So once I feel comfortable with some of these large projects getting out of the way, then I'm definitely going to look at doing some of those other craft and putting some of my time elsewhere. And you will get to see firsthand on my channel. Now, I did browse through these real quick, and this one is a hard one for me. Number 13, if you had to stitch only 3 designers for the rest of your life, who would you choose? And I don't know the answer to this because I'm not a designer styled stitcher. I am a stitcher based on the picture. And most of my projects right now are out of kits. So I really don't know. I guess, I mean, and I'm not even going to say myself because I only have designed small pieces right now, and I'm a large designer. I like stitching large projects. So I really like the Thea Governor kits, the skylines. I like the way that they're built, so maybe Thea Governor. But I really can't answer that because my taste is so specific to the picture and the specific style of the picture that is not based on the designer, because there are certain pieces from each designer that I like, but I don't like every piece from every designer. So I don't think I can't answer that question because I if I had to choose 3 designers, I think I'd rather just not stitch because I don't think I could just stitch only from 3 designers. I think that would ruin stitching for me. And that seems really depressing and morbid and sad, but I really do think that that would just absolutely destroy my love of stitching. Okay, number 14. What is the dumbest way you have ever been injured? And the most recent dumbest way I have ever been injured was a couple years ago. I was getting up every morning before work and going jogging. And around town here, there are wonderful sidewalks that you can jog, lots of paths and sidewalks that you can jog on. Um, I live in a very nice community for walking paths and jogging and just being able to get around town on foot. So I was jogging quite often, and one morning I was jogging and I was not really paying attention to where I was placing my feet, and I think I was starting to get a little bit fatigued in the legs. And next thing I know, I was planted face first or face down on the sidewalk, and I had scraped my knee and my hand, the palms of my hands, because I caught myself from making my from grinding my face into the sidewalk. And so it got so bad that I actually had to go and get an X-ray of my hand because I had I had an infection in my palm from the dirt of the sidewalk. I didn't get it all cleaned out properly enough, and they weren't sure if I had something lodged in there or if it was just not cleaned out properly. So I had to, and it just wasn't healing properly. But I still have a red spot, like a red mark on my knee from the scarring because of that incident, and that was 2 years ago, 3 years, 2 or 3 years ago. So yeah, I would say that was the most recent dumbest way I've ever been injured. Excuse me as I get a drink. Okay, what is your worst roommate or housemate story? I don't really have any. I don't like living with people. I like living on my own. So I don't really have any roommate or housemate stories to tell you. Number 16, you have unlimited income. What does your dream house look like? Okay, my dream house, if I were to have one, would be a craftsman style home with lots of woodwork, a nice library, that type of house. However, and I'm putting a however in here, I never want to own my own home. I just don't. I don't want to have to deal with the maintenance. I don't want to have to deal with if something breaks, I have to go and fix it. I am a city liver where I like to just not have to deal with the maintenance. I don't mind living in an apartment. I like just having to be able to come, pay the bills, and if something breaks, I make a phone call and the maintenance comes and fixes it, and I don't have to worry about it. So yeah, while my dream home would be a nice craftsman style home, I don't ever plan on buying one, even if I have the money, because I don't want to have to deal with taking care of it. Number 17. What song would you want played, sang at your funeral? I absolutely love the pipe organ, and which is awesome because my best friend is an organ player. So if I the song I would want played, and my all-time favorite composer is Johann Sebastian Bach. And so if I were to pick a song, which of course you would have to have a highly trained organist to play this because it's not an easy song, but I would want Johann Sebastian Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor played at my funeral. I'll put a link below for Toccata and Fugue in D minor. Okay, we're winding down here. Number 18. What is your favorite board or card game? Oh, I am more of a computer game player, but my favorite board or card game. I used to really like playing Risk, but and card game I used to play a lot of would be Phase 10. I really like Yahtzee. I know that's a dice game, but you could consider that a board game. I would say Yahtzee. Yahtzee would be my favorite board game. It's simple but fun. Number 19. Who was your first celebrity crush? To be honest, I never had a celebrity crush. I just never understood why people have such a fascination with celebrities. Firstly, they're totally unobtainable. And secondly, they're just people just like everybody else. So I never got, I just don't get that. So that's just my own personal, like, weird you know. So yeah, I never had a celebrity crush. And 20, if you capture a smell in a candle or perfume, as I have a knot, what would that smell be? Hmm. Again, this would have been another one that I probably should have thought about. I don't know because I don't really have a whole thing for. I'm not a big thing on smells. Smells are just. I know some people are really rave about smells and like have this weird, like not weird, but like a smell will bring them back certain memories and stuff. That doesn't really happen with me. So, no, you know what? If I could capture a smell in a candle, it would be skunk. Yeah. When I was growing up in one of my childhood homes, I used to live on the second floor of the front of the house, and underneath the porch, we had a family of skunks. It was a mother and like 7 or 8 babies. And every night they would come out from underneath that porch and they would walk single file line up the road looking for dinner or supper, whatever you want to call it. And so whenever they got scared, of course, you know what skunks do when they get scared. They would spray. And so whenever they live so close to you, you kind of get used to that smell. And so now the smell of skunk never bothers me. And I don't ever smell it here living in the city. So yeah. I know that is weirdly morbid and most people would probably cringe at that, but yeah, skunk. So there you have it. So I hope you all enjoyed that tag. I am going to finish out this row, and I will see you on my next update on Wednesday. Actually, no, we have a Confessions of a Floss Tuber coming out on Tuesday with Danielle Stitcherista. And I will see you then on Wednesday for my update, unless I come up with a video on Monday. But until then, I hope you enjoy, and don't forget to always be creative. See you guys later.